Hello, and thank you for joining us today for Ludgate's Member Spotlight Series. My name is Gavin Jeffery, and I am the Business Development Manager here at Ludgate Hub. And the Ludgate Member Spotlight Series is designed to highlight the people and the businesses that operate here from Ludgate Hub. So today we're delighted to be joined by Aisling Vaughan, and Aisling is the founder of Ayrie. And thanks for joining us, Aisling.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Welcome. And so, do you want to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe first?
Yeah, so I'm from Ayrie originally, now living in Skibbereen, and founder of Ayrie. So it's a mentorship program for women. So we help women with their health, well-being, mindset, and personal development. And we, I suppose, look at all those things in a very holistic and realistic way. So we're a little bit different to the norm of, giving meal plans or, getting people to stick to stuff, which we'll talk about in a little sec. But so yeah, Ayrie, I found that when I was in Australia. I was living in Sydney for a while, and I used to be a teacher in a former life. So I kind of use the tools and the skills I have around teaching and education and bring that into kind of the well-being and the lifestyle mentoring, I suppose.
Excellent. So it's a type of holistic approach,
Exactly.
to health and well-being, rather than, as you said, a diet plan or anything like
Yeah.
that. Excellent. So tell us about, you spent a bit of time in Australia. How did the move from Australia back to West Cork
Yeah,
happen
so
for you?
I went to Sydney in 2017, and I had a keen interest in health, fitness, well-being, personal development. So I saw going to Australia as like an opportunity to kind of dip my toe in that, try it out, kind of, and branch off into kind of a different career, I suppose. So I was working in Sydney CBD, very much into corporate wellness. We were working with a lot of banks, tech companies. So I was working with a lot of high flyers there, and I suppose saw the benefit of what we were doing and really enjoyed it as well. So I had a little team there in person. So when COVID hit, we unfortunately had to roll up the in-person business. And I moved out to rural Australia and lived on a farm for a little while and just built the online business from there. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so the change from Australia to West Cork, we've got an amazing place that we live here. So how have you found living here with the outdoor lifestyle now? Are you getting involved in anything here locally?
Yeah, so my mother's a Badi Hob woman, so I have a lot of family and friends here, I suppose, and we would spend all of our summers back here. So very familiar with the area, people around here, and as you said, like, the quality of life we have in West Cork is incredible, second to none. So I do a lot of triathlon, and I enjoy open water swimming and the cycling and things. So it's the perfect place for it. And I think the work-life balance you get in West Cork is great, especially being here in Ludgate, because you can come into work, do your meetings, get your day's work done, and then you've all of like the beaches and the walks and everything on your doorstep. So I suppose it really allows for that work-life balance, which I had kind of learned very much in Australia and Sydney, because they're very good at it. So I wanted to take that home with me and not kind of fall back into old ways of like work and not spending very much time kind of working on the self in a sense,
Fantastic, yeah, great. So Ayrie, the company that you started yourself, you're the founder of the company, and it's international now. Your team is international, is that right? Do you want to tell us a bit about the team?
Yeah, we have a small team. We've built it out gradually, especially over the kind of last year or so. So there's myself here. This is our HQ in West Cork in Ludgate. And then we have Lisa Marie, who's also a Cork woman, but she is living and based in Toronto. And we have Emily, who's in Cork as well. We have a local girl, Clara, who is from Badi Hob, working with us. And there's a few dotted all over the place. So Belfast, Wales. So we're kind of scattered, but we're all working online. And the program itself is also all online. So our clients and our community are worldwide. There's a lot in Ireland, Australia, Canada, UK, States. So we have in-person meetups when we can, and we get the community together kind of quarterly. But apart from that, everything else is online, so it gives us great freedom to be able to work from anywhere, like work remotely, which gives our team a really good quality of life in itself, you know.
Fantastic. And I suppose working remotely like that, could you talk a little bit about the challenges that you face and maybe the benefits, or, you know,
yeah, totally.
Stand out?
Time zones are a big one.
Yeah, okay.
So I still go forward and back to Australia a bit.
Okay.
I was there for a month most recently, and I suppose, yeah, you can always manage it with, like, you know, the evening calls, the morning, but you just kind of work in a way that suits everybody. With particular times, like I'm old school, so I have a book and I physically write out the times of the different places and look at them and see what kind of matches up.
Yeah.
But I suppose the benefits of it, obviously you can get the cream of the crop, you can get the best people in your team from working from anywhere really. You're not kind of boxed into, like, oh, you know, working in person in one place and trying to draw from maybe local
Yes.
people, or maybe if there's not the same skill set available to you. So in that case, it gives our team a great chance because we can get the very best coaches or mentors or people to do workshops that are from anywhere in the globe.
Fantastic, yeah, fantastic. So, just going into a little bit more depth in the Ayrie, the program, I suppose, that you offer to your clients.
Yeah, so there's this
kind of more about that.
Yeah, 4 main pillars we have. So there's exercise, nutrition, mindset, and then the community. So we look at all of those different parts. So basically, I suppose we're looking at the whole picture of someone's life and how it can benefit them. And often what we find is the things that we help them with and help them work on, like mindset or their vision or their limiting beliefs, or just their quality of life, their health, their energy, their stress levels. It was really particularly important during COVID. People working from home didn't have great boundaries, as we all know, maybe from working from home, the struggle between having a boundary between home life and work life, and actually stepping away from the desk, going out for the walk, spending time with kids or whatever. So yeah, it's just improves all areas of their lives, like say relationships, job opportunities. Like, we'd have a lot of girls who come into the program and they want to reach their own potential around maybe job promotions or changing career, and we use all of those kind of 4 things to be able to help improve people's opportunities or qualities of life, I suppose.
Amazing, yeah, brilliant. And it's all delivered presumably online, so is it?
We have an online hub essentially. We've just actually built it out. We have 2 Zooms a week, so that's where we do the workshops and the education style thing, and accountability and group work and things on Zoom. If people miss them, because we are international in that sense, if the time zone don't suit, or if people miss them if they're working, they're all recorded and we have them stored in a private podcast. So we have a whole learning library for people. So yeah, it's all online, which is great because it means that wherever you are in the world, you don't miss out on the opportunity to be part of the program or the community essentially.
Amazing. So you're building up that resource then as you go along, as well as becoming
Exactly.
presumably bigger and bigger as you go.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, great. So in being in business, you know, I suppose it's something that you'd be very proud of, I suppose, in the last few years, that you could think of one thing maybe that stands out to you.
Definitely the community we've built, because all the women in the program, they're all so supportive and genuine and uplifting and inspiring, and they really are like a little family. So the community is something that we really protect, to be a really positive and safe space. So I chat to everybody, you know, before working with people to make sure they're the right fit. Like, there's nowhere you can sign up to Ayrie without having a little chat with us, just to make sure that you're the right fit for the program and that we can actually help, because we won't work with someone unless we're not on the same page or we can't get them the result they're looking for. So that actually ensures that our community is a really positive and safe space for the people who are in it, and also just connecting kind of like-minded people. So maybe ladies who don't have the same kind of access to peer groups, who want to work on their personal development or the self, or you know, who want to be around women with similar goals and similar mindsets, and a lot of people, you know, gain friends for life through that. And it's lovely to see people meet for the first time at the live events, because they've been working with each other online all year, and then they go, you know, we've had events in the Dean in Cork, or we might go organise hikes, or you know, we might have little groups in Dublin or West Cork here, you know, or so they get to meet people in person, and it gives them another kind of network themselves, you know.
Fantastic. Yeah, it sounds like another similar to Ludgate Hub actually, in a way, in that, you know, we have members come in with different skill sets, and there's lovely networking that goes on, and there's great things that happen between, sometimes just sitting here in the canteen, when you have one person talking to another person, and ideas can kick off. And,
totally, and you become inspired. Like, I find when I'm here, you know, if you're talking to another business owner or there's opportunities for collaboration, or you just get inspired by what they're doing, or you admire their work ethic or their motivation, I suppose. So it's always very useful to be around people who are on the same page and who have the same kind of trajectory as you.
Fantastic. And I suppose looking at long-term goals for the company, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time from here?
Yeah, so I suppose scaling the whole thing, but scaling it'd be really important for me to scale it in such a way that we keep our kind of core values of the connection, the meaning behind it, not having people be a number, because we know everybody we work with personally, we know what's going on for them, and they're very much involved, and anybody would ask in the community, they say they really feel like it's part of like a family. So I suppose scaling that, but keeping that touch to it, and like that's a challenge we've had in the last little while with growing the team as well. We've been working that really, really well so far. And I suppose we're organising kind of more in-person events now that we can with COVID. Obviously, when we started the business, it was all online and we didn't have the opportunity to run in-person stuff. So organising kind of more workshops and events for both our clients and for people who maybe aren't in the community yet, but can still benefit from the education or just that peer group of getting women together.
Excellent. And I suppose you're one of Ludgate's newest members. So welcome, obviously. And how have you found being in Ludgate for you? How's it working out for you?
I love it. Like, I can't even tell you the difference it's made for me, because going from working from home to a professional environment, being able to come into work and not get a notion to take out the washing and hang it up in the middle of the workday, or there's better boundaries there for sure. So I can come into work and I feel like I definitely show up better. I get into the zone. When you're in a working environment, like in the hot desks, people around you are working, and there's always time for the chat, and the cup of tea or inside the canteen, whatever. But I definitely find that when I walk home, it's like I'm lucky enough to live near enough that I can walk to and from when I'm not taking the easy route out. But I find when I walk home, that's me done for the day. I can close the workbook, and then once I get home, I can just relax and have my own personal space. I suppose that, and having the social element to it as well, because I live at home here on my own in West Cork. So, when I was working from home, you might not see anyone apart from my trip to maybe O'Neill's, the coffee shop. You might not see anyone from the start of the day to the end. So it's nice having that company and that social interaction, and even better again when people are as inspiring or hardworking or creative as yourself,
Fantastic. So I suppose, thank you. You've given us a great rundown of your company and what you do. And I suppose just how do people find out more, and what's the best way to contact you if people want to get in touch?
So we have a new website. It'll probably launch by the time this goes out. So it's Ayrie.ie, so AYRIE.ie. And I'm on Instagram. If you put in Aisling Vaughan into Instagram, it's probably one of the first that'll pop up. They're the two best ways.
Fantastic. And do you just want to quickly tell us, Ayrie, where does the name come from there?
So Ayrie, it has an English phonetic, so it's AYRIE, but it comes from the Irish word Ayrie, to rise up. So that's the whole idea of helping people rise up, kind of reach their potential. We actually got a rebrand back in September. Chapter in Cork did that for us, and they had this logo of the sunrise. So Ayrie na Gréine is Irish for sunrise. So we can tie that in with the whole thing, and then Queen Bee Athletics, their lovely jumpers and things. So that's where it comes from. So
fantastic. So thank you again, Aisling, for joining us today. Thanks. And we're delighted to have you here as one of our newest members.
Thanks so
and
much.
we wish you all success in the future.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Gavin.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.